Hello, everybody, and welcome to MentorCard and most awaited live session on AI ML, how to crack the interviews of AI ML. And we're going to talk about a lot about AI ML today, as you know. And being in MentorCard, uh, as we are continuously, our effort is to make youth of India industry and future ready. And one of the top skill today we are talking about is AI ML and data science. So we thought to start something on that in a different way, and that's how we are inviting a lot of mentors and industry experts to talk about in these areas. And so for that today, as you all know, our guest speaker and mentor for the day is Ankit, Sirmorya, and Vishwa Karia. And I welcome both of them on the stage here. So thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Ankit for joining. As you know, Ankit is part of the Amazon team in US, and Vishwa is also part of AWS team in US. And they both are working in the field which we are going to talk about today. Just want to brief you the agenda of today. Then I give the stage to both of them, and I bring the agenda here on the stage. Is that as you know the session today, and the agenda is we're going to talk about a couple of things. We'll talk about the introductions, where we'll talk about career opportunities in AI/ML and what are the sectors to focus on, how to target those sectors, the typical interview process in the field of AI, ML, and data science. What the screening round, on-site interviews, how they happen, what are the kind of process, what they cover, and different system design, behavioral interviews, etc. Also, the portfolio building, so that you can demonstrate your skills, what you know, and what you have learned over the period of time, and how you can contribute into the organization you are joining or about to or dreaming, right? And what are the overall strategies for cracking those interviews or joining that profile which you are targeting? What are the job application, how to network, how to build resume, etc. So we'll cover as much as possible. And this is not the only session we are going to have it. So whosoever has joined the communities and whosoever is joined on the LinkedIn or any other platform, by the way, we are live on multiple platform today. We are live on LinkedIn, we are live on StreamYard direct webinar, as well as we are live on Facebook and couple of other RTMP and our platform as well, which is MentorCard. This is not going to be a single webinar. There will be continuity. Even the next webinar is on 29th, and the exciting next guest is also coming there, and we'll announce that also very soon. And we're going to talk about everything, and it will be a continuous process. Also, we will invite you to various master classes. We're going to have it in this series of AIML and data science. So let me just pull out the slide and request Ankit to take over the stage and start talking about the process, maybe introduction. So maybe start from a career opportunity in this field and what exciting is going on. You guys have been working in US and Amazon and AWS both, and how the journey have been maybe for two of you, and a little about that, and then your introduction, and then we take it forward from there.
Sounds
Over
good.
to you.
Sounds good. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
go on,
Thanks.
please.
Yeah, thanks, Ashish, for the introduction. First of all, really glad we are here. It's a good forum. It seems like a lot of people, a lot of their excitement is pretty evident from their comments. Let's start with a round of introductions. My name is Ankit. I'm a data science and engineering manager at Amazon. I've been at Amazon for more than 7 years now, and I'm part of the Amazon core personalization team. Uh, and with that, I would like to introduce Vishwa. Uh, yeah,
Hey everyone, thanks for joining and thanks for inviting us, Ashish. Am I audible?
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, I am a software engineer at AWS AI. I work on SageMaker platform, and I'm working on building a compute platform that helps train large-scale models like ChatGPT and the other ones that are currently in the buzz. Yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome.
Great. So I would suggest that maybe how to take it forward is that maybe Ankit, you both of you converse. I'll take myself off for some time, and let's take ahead the agenda for the day.
Yeah, sounds good. Cool. So maybe the first thing, like, and how to prepare for this session, like myself and Vishwa have been discussing about it, and so we thought that the best way to start this session is to tell our journey into machine learning, how we got started, and how has the journey been so far. So for me, let's start with that. I did my undergrad from NIT Raipur in computer science. I graduated in 2012, and in my final years, or in the third year, I would say, there was some course in data science, which was offered in the college for the first time, and I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity. Uh, and once I read about data science and the possibilities with it, I was just drawn, and mm, I most of the courses or the classes which I took in my final year were related to like data science or like more dive deep into some aspects of data science like neural networks. I also published some papers with my professors in NIT, and post that I applied for masters in machine learning at different US universities and got enrolled in University of Florida. And in that process, I also worked with a professor in IIT Delhi, and we did some forecasting model related work. So that basically helped in my application, my GRE application for my masters. So within my master's course as well, most of my uh, selected courses were related to data science, and they were just great faculties there, like all the way from like Sartaj Sani, who's like renowned names in computer science, to other faculties who are pretty well known, like Sanjay Ranka. I worked in his lab, and it was a great experience, lot of learning. Uh, so that's how I basically dive deep into machine learning during my masters. And after my masters, I got a job at Amazon, and at that point, machine learning was really picking up. And this is around like 2015, 16, and 2012 was like when it actually hit the scene. And 2015, 16, like industry was also picking up on this trend. There was already teams like personalization where I'm in at that point. So I was part of the Amazon uh, device detail personalization team. So that's the team which I joined, and definitely they were like leaders in the organization who saw my interest in machine learning and the research I did, and that's how they allocated those projects to me as well. So definitely the credit goes to them to give me those opportunities to work in like real time productionization systems. And yeah, like the first product I worked on was personalizing the device detail page. So let's say you are on Alexa product page, and you have that like images, titles, and like descriptions or feature bullets. Like what's the best image, or what's the best title or the feature bullet which needs to be shown on the product page, which will provide the best customer experience. So that's the first product which I worked on. Then in that process, we used something called multivariate testing. We published papers on that, patents on that, uh, and post that I moved to Alexa Shopping, where I was working on personalizing the notifications and hints which customers get on Alexa devices. And after that, I moved to Amazon Core Personalization team, where I am at right now, and I lead the Amazon customer interest team, and this is basically we're at the forefront of Amazon's drive towards social shopping, where we are creating experiences like TikTok on Amazon, which is oriented towards interest of customers. So you will have short form photos and videos of like running, yoga, hiking, and trying to create that interest based experience throughout Amazon, like more of the social shopping part. So yeah, that's my journey so far. Uh, a- any questions at this point?
That's quite interesting, Ankit. Vishwa, over to you. Maybe in a brief, you can just tell about your profile, and then we move to the agenda for the day.
Sure. Yeah, my journey is also pretty similar to Ankit's. It started back in college when I took up a few machine learning related courses in India. And then when I went for my master's program, I knew that's what I wanted to major in. So at UCLA, also, I took a couple of courses by some of my professors who were Stanford graduates. So I got to take some of the courses related to deep learning and NLP from Stanford. um, I realized I was very interested in this, and that's why when I joined AWS, I was sure that I wanted to work in this domain. At AWS, I've been working on large scale distributed training of deep learning models. So, with models like GPT, who cannot fit on one machine, you want to spread those across different machines, and then you want to make sure they can communicate. So, it's diving deep into how these models can be partitioned and then used across distributed systems. So, yes, that's how I've been working into the ML engineering domain.
That's fantastic. So, um, coming to the our agenda slide, and maybe Ankit, you can converse on that introduction part. That we talk about a lot on AI ML. We talk about a lot on data science these days. I'm saying no discussion goes without these two things in the IT industry or technology industry. So, what are the career opportunity for the people who have joined, and whether it's in tech area or what's the background is needed? What kind of opportunities are existing in India and otherwise in the other part of the world? Maybe in a minute you can just brief it, and then I will leave both of you to converse on that.
Yeah, sure. Vishwa, do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So for career opportunities within AI and ML, it's a vast and diverse field. You have different opportunities, like right from being a data scientist, where you're actually taking care of how we're processing the available data, how to clean it, how to make it available for our ML model pipelines. There's also building these pipelines where you get in the data, you train these models, you experiment with different metrics, and then finally deploy them to production. And then in the deployment phase is where ML engineering and ML ops comes into picture, how to make these models work in real time, how to derive inferences quickly, and how to deal with new data. So those are some of the career opportunities that are definitely available. Okay, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you have covered it all. Cool. So maybe we can discuss about these different roles and what are like what goes into this interview process. Like there is data scientist role, there is machine learning engineer, uh, and so how does that typical interview process look like? Let's maybe discuss that. So do you want to talk about what does a typical interview process look like for a data scientist?
Yeah. So for actually, let me start with a typical interview process at most of these big tech companies. So the interview process generally has multiple stages. You usually have a quick assignment that comes off. It's an offline assessment. You give in a few coding questions, multiple choice questions about data science, about SQL, any related domain technologies. Once you clear that, the next round is usually a phone screen kind of a round. Um, this round is focused majorly on coding. Um, you want to focus on different data structures, the commonly used ones like stacks, queues, graphs, heaps, trees, tries, etc., and the common algorithms like graph traversals, dynamic programming, divide and conquer. These are some of the algorithms that you want to keep in mind. Um, Once the initial phone screen is done, is when you move on to the actual on-site round. These days, most of the on-sites happen virtually, but it might happen in person too. On-site interviews cover a vast variety of topics, and they drill down into different aspects and your understanding of all the concepts that are used as a data scientist. So again, you would have to crack some coding related interviews, again, data structures and algorithms. The second most important part is your domain knowledge for machine learning. You want to understand the different algorithms that are used, like regression techniques, decision trees, neural networks. What are the different ETL techniques? How do you clean data? How do you visualize data? Um, there's also focus on uh, mathematics and statistics as a data scientist. They are very widely used because you want to see what patterns exist in data and make predictions based off of those. So it's important to understand the basics of statistics. And finally, different querying techniques like SQL and visualization like Tableau. So a deep understanding of all of these is needed because the on-site interview actually dials down into everything related to these topics. We also have system design and behavioral questions. Um, Ankit, you would have more visibility into those as a manager, so you could talk about them.
Yeah, uh, I think that was a great brief on that interview process for data scientists. Totally agree with all the rounds which you mentioned: data structures, uh, ML domain knowledge, some statistics. Yeah, these are typically what we look for when hiring a data scientist. For uh, system design, or the other aspects, like I think the behavioral aspects are common for data scientists as well as the engineers. But when it comes to hiring machine learning engineers, that's where system design is a crucial aspect. Definitely, they need the data structures part. They need some basic understanding of the machine learning domain knowledge, like what regression should be, what are different types of machine learning. But for system design, I would say start with the basic concepts, which is like gap theorem, what is caching, uh, how does partitioning work, what is sharding, how does database replication work. So these are some of the basic distributed system concepts which engineers need to know. And then using those concepts, how do we create more scalable system designs? And given we are talking more about a machine learning engineer here, we would like to see some ML system design specific as well. So if this person knows to design a system for recommending the Airbnb listings, or if we have to create recommendations for you on LinkedIn related to people whom you'd like to connect with, then those are some of the aspects. Those are the systems which we want this engineer to build. So creating that scalable system, knowing about how does the data modeling work, what are the typical machine learning aspects which they need to know, like neural network, or is there any support for like the Python packages which are needed for that particular system. How does the AWS compute system will work, what are the different technologies which are needed. So like having like insights into SageMaker. So these are some of the aspects which we look for when hiring for a machine learning engineer and assessing the system design aspects. For the behavioral part, I would say it's based on their experience. Like, do they have um experience of handling ambiguity, or how much depth of knowledge they have about the projects. So these are some of the aspects which we look for when assessing for leadership principles in particular candidate. Cool. So I think that's how the typical interview process will look like. And then maybe what will be helpful for candidates here will be to know what they can do for portfolio building. So Vishwa, you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, for sure. I think there was a question also in the chat regarding publishing research papers, etc. So let's talk about how we can build a portfolio that actually helps get these interview calls in the first place and then finally convert them, demonstrating a lot of practical knowledge. So it's important to understand when and where if different algorithms can be used. And the best way to learn that is to actually take up some projects which allow you to experiment with these concepts. You can start with just basic logistic regressions. Take a data set from Kaggle and apply different techniques, compare the results, see when the model gets underfitted, overfitted, and try to publish this all the code that you write to GitHub. Um, Make sure you have a good README so it shows that you have a good understanding of what you have done and know how to document it. So one of the first ways that I would definitely recommend is to start taking up on different projects. Of course, with the Mentor Card Masterclass, we'll have different practical projects as a part of the curriculum. But beyond that, you can always go above and beyond and just look for some more data sets on Kaggle and get started. Um, Another very helpful thing is to contribute to open source projects. When I was in grad school, I used to find this very difficult to do on how to just jump into a project and contribute. So, one of the ways that I've learned over time is to just keep looking at the issues page on GitHub, see when you start understanding the code base and understand that this is a problem that you can solve. um, Reach out to the code owners, go through the documentation, and see if you can just make small pull requests that actually help you understand the code, and it also helps you build a GitHub profile. So that would be the second one, which is contributing to open source project. Um, Another very helpful thing is to look for internships and research opportunities. A lot of professors at IITs or NITs or even institutions in the US allow you to contribute to their research projects. It's sometimes not a paid opportunity, but it's definitely a very big learning opportunity. And having these institutions on your resume just amplifies your profile significantly. Um, so that would be the third one. Um, yeah, and then Ankit, maybe you can add more overall strategies on um, how to make a good impression on paper and also during the interview process.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would like to touch upon the point on publishing papers and getting those internship opportunities. Uh, it definitely helped me a lot when I was applying for my master's. So uh, that research paper which I mentioned that I worked with a professor at IIT Delhi, I would like to kind of plug to that. That I believe helped me a lot in gaining more insights into how real world applications work, and it definitely helped boost the portfolio as well whenever I was applying for my masters. So these internship opportunities, even if they're not paid, highly recommended to avail that. So for overall strategies, I would say, job applications, that's the place where you start. So once you have, taken something like this Mintercard masterclass, uh, you will be at a place where you can, apply for jobs. And the first thing I would recommend is do some mock interviews. I'm pretty sure, platforms like Mintercard and others do provide those opportunities where you can do mock interviews, see if you are fit for the industry at that point. And these mock interviews are really good measures to do that temperature check, that okay, are you fit for the industry, and should you start applying for jobs. So start with that, and then just look for jobs on LinkedIn or Indeed I'm pretty sure platforms like MentorCard do have their own uh, job applications portals as well. So use that for job applications, then network with professionals. So you all are here, and that kind of speaks for that. So network with professionals, whether it be through webinars, or you hear about a seminar in your city where people from different uh, companies are coming, attend career fairs. So meet people, meet HRs, meet hiring managers, meet engineers, and share your portfolio. Build your portfolio first, as Vishwa mentioned, and then once you have that portfolio, have a resume handy, where you have your GitHub account linked, where you have your Kaggle account linked, and then share it with your network. And once you have done that, and again, before doing it, make sure your resume is also pretty solid. And for that, you need to make sure that you're following the best practices. And so, if you are an experienced professional, then your work experience should speak for that. That there are several templates available. I'm pretty sure MetaCat has its own, and so use those template. Create a good resume with all those accounts linked. GitHub is really important if you are doing or applying for data scientist role, or even a machine learning engineer role. Have a Kaggle account, link that. So have your resume pretty solid. Uh, Again, there are a lot of best practices which you can follow. All the projects which you have done, which and if any of the project is customer facing and is serving production traffic, do mention that. And if not, then at least mention the ones which had some complexity, and try to uh, you know specify those complexities in your resume. And if there are some certifications which you did, like AWS had some certifications, or if it's Google Cloud has some certifications, so mention those certifications. So yeah, these are some of the overall strategies which I would recommend candidates to have in order to apply for jobs and have a solid resume, and build your network.
Yeah, one more thing that I can add to that is when you build all these things for your profile and you're learning new things, it's also important to showcase that you know these things. So, one thing that definitely helps is being more vocal on LinkedIn. If you learn something new, just share that this is new, something I learned. This is what I took from it. This is how you can apply to it. Just make yourself more visible. So, whenever your profile is being reviewed for a job application, your chances of getting picked are a lot higher because you just don't know things on paper. You've actually showed that you know them.
Yep, huge plus one.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think at this point we can take the Q and A's. So Ashish, if you want to come over and moderate that.
Yeah, sure. So thank you for the brief conversation, and all of you. I say that I recommend highly that to attend a master class that is also free. We will arrange very soon. At the same time, the counselors will also reach out to you to talk about. So, by the way, before I go for Q&A, I'm pasting one link in the chat box here, which will be circulated to all the platforms. If you guys have not registered, go ahead and register on this so that our team can reach out to you. Coming back to the program, you will be able to see the details of the program on this link itself, where we have a foundation of data science and as well as the advanced program in AI/ML. And we will talk about that more details in the next session. Um Coming to the questions, so there was one question that was coming, that so how much knowledge or expertise is needed, particularly in Python, so that we can easily clear coding rounds in man companies. So I'm saying maybe on a specific questions, because you belong to that, both of you belong to that uh, man fan community. So you can answer that briefly. Uh, I don't know how to quantify this, but you need to answer this in a way that so that they understand how much they are supposed to prepare. I'm sure it's not going to be very easy. Yes.
Yeah. I can start and then Ankit, you can add more. Um, the way I gauge whether I know enough about a topic is by just picking random lead code problems. And if it's a medium problem, I should be able to solve it within 20 minutes. That's the easiest way to quantify if you're prepared enough because most interviews are 45 minutes, they expect you to get two questions done. Or if it's a hard question, it would be one question in 40 minutes. Um, the way you want to build expertise in this is take questions on lead code and keep practicing. As simple as that sounds, it's the most effective way to get done. Make sure you focus on all different kinds of concepts, different data structures, and algorithms. Cover all the breadth before you get into depth, and then keep timing yourself as you practice and make sure that you're able to solve within the time constraint.
Perfect. And just to add here, I mean, so you need to do a lot of practice. Um, as you said, that's how much knowledge instead of say knowledge. You need to have a lot of practice on the problem statements uh, given to you. You can do a lot of. So, by the way, in mentor card also, when we make our student prepare for Mang and Fang interviews, we ensure that they get the mocks, that they also get a lot of assessment questions and problem statements for the coding. You can choose the language and then you can answer them. We give them a feedback which is 101 after the program, so that you are well prepared, and you get interviewed by at least one Fang or Mang mentor, so that because they have gone to that process, so they can tell you exactly that how to approach the problem statement. There was one more question. As a fresher, is it important to learn all the algorithms for interview? I don't know what he meant by all the algorithms. Very subjective, but yeah, maybe would you like to take it up? It's a question from Sajal Srivastav. Sajal, are you still with us? Yeah, you can go on answer the please.
Ankit, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, again, like the basics should be covered, and the approach which Vishwa suggested earlier, I think that's the best way. Just uh, solve those problems on lead code, and if you're able to solve them, uh, like the easy ones, the medium ones, as well as some hard ones, then I believe most of the algorithms which is needed for cracking the interview would be taken care of.
Okay. There is a, I think so. Gitans is again asking his question. How much does publishing some research paper help in getting AI job right after the BTech? So, would you like to take it, Viswa?
Yeah, sure. Publishing research papers is definitely very helpful. Um, and if you can collaborate with industry experts or leading
Yes.
professors from leading universities, that would just make it even better.
Yes.
Um, yeah, you can find different topics that interest you and just work on some research. It's not important to publish to a conference. It's important to just make some progress and publish that, even if you do it on archive. That's okay. A lot of people hold themselves back because they're not getting accepted into conferences, but that's completely fine. Make your work available on GitHub so that it can back up your research. Um, yeah, definitely helpful.
Just to add here, Gitans, that when someone or candidate join our program or course, where we are talking about data science and AIML, we help people to build a portfolio in any way. So some of the projects we give, you can make them a GitHub. We help you do a mock. We also try to help you to participate in some of the industry events, so that you are able to get the exposure, and you can publish and demonstrate that. And also, since we have a lot of mentors on the expertise area, their recommendations and their meeting with you would also help. I hope this answer Gitans to you. Rest you can talk to our counselors. um, Ravneet is asking some question, but it is half. Somewhere he's written some full question. I don't know. Ravneet, I don't see your full question, Ravneet. You have asked and BCA, so I didn't understand what is that meant. Why you? Um, yes, Gitangs, thank you so much that you have understood how much time it takes for learning AI. Again, this pretty subjective. You know that how what's the approach of learning
Yeah.
and what you are learning, what is that content, what is that curriculum you are covering, right? In our case, AI, ML, and data science put together the foundation. Because if I understand that if you are any students, you will have to go to foundation. The foundation plus AI takes at least 4 months, minimum 4 months, more for 4 to 5 months. And all our programs are government certified. So when somebody does the assessment and finalize it, they also get the Skill India certificate from us, from Intercard and Skill India. Do you help people with career gap cracking? Yes, Jayant. Our mentors will help you out. I don't know how much career gap you have, but you when you talk to counselor, they will talk more in details. So all the people are being treated same way, whether there's a career gap, whether it's a break, or whether it's a switch of the career. I have a lot of people in the last few batches who have joined from sales profile, who moved to sales profile because of XYZ reason, and later on they're switching to the tech profile back. So that all is possible. Um, Mukesh is asking question. How to find data science job? I think so. You will find a lot of jobs on our jobs.mentorcard.com also. We have our own job portal, and you can free apply. At the same time, if you do a course, we make sure that you are being interviewed by multiple companies. So when we provide any course, it comes with placement assistance, where the companies come and they take interview of our alumni during the course also. And they offer not only during the course, they offer OJT as well as they offer full-time jobs after that. So that should not be a problem if you are part of our this thing. If you're not part of our program and still searching for a data science job, I don't know what is your background, but you can go to different job portal, apply for it. But yes, chances of getting call is little this thing, because as you know, you will appreciate that all the corporate who are searching for people cannot reply to thousands and thousands of applications or millions of applications. So what they generally work with a lot of companies, skill companies, where they trust the screening process, and they want to do a final screening process only. They don't want to do every screening process for that matter. So, for example, with mentor card, when you study, what happened that your own screening process, your skilling, all is done by us, and we will put you to a final screening test round with company, and then one final round for the interviews. And if there's Fang and Mang, maybe 3 round of interviews. So I'm saying that is how general the process works, and in that process we are involved. So when you join our program, we are involved in making you placed. Would you like to answer this question from Nayan Modi? Which type of projects and topic boost your portfolio? Would you like to answer this, Ankit or Vishwa?
Go ahead, Ankit.
Yeah, I'm super excited to answer all these questions that are coming now. So is happy to answer. Let's take this question first, and I'll take to the other one.
Like which type of project and topic boost your portfolio? Uh,
Yes.
so I would say it depends upon where you're starting, right? Like if you're starting from scratch, then build the portfolio on the basic ones. Uh, like there are different kinds of machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. And so try to cover the breadth first. That is something which I would recommend. And once you have covered the breadth, then you can go more depth. So let's say while you were creating your projects in supervised learning, uh, you came across neural networks, and then you want to kind of go more deeper there, or you just like the image classification problems and you want to dive deep into the computer vision space. And so you can choose which path you want to kind of dive deeper. Uh, but then again, it also, if you're talking from a more uh, industry fit perspective, I would recommend having some sort of computer vision, neural networks in your portfolio. Definitely helps boost your portfolio, because uh, that will be very helpful when you are actually working on some production systems.
Sure. So I have one more question, one more interesting question, and this comes a lot because data science was our third or fourth batch earlier in the foundation stream. The question is that learning AI. Huh. So it's from Ashish Bontu. What are the difficulties faced by non-technical background graduates to start a data science career? So how much you have come across in your professional journey, both of you? Have you yourself hired something like that? Non-tech people, and so maybe over to you if you can answer in 30 to 60 seconds because now I'm putting up foundations. Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I have worked with folks like engineers with non-technical background, and
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the person, uh, he still works at Amazon as a senior
Mm-hmm.
software engineer, and he has a degree in music out of all the things.
Wow.
Not only bachelor's but master's, and that too from one of the top colleges here in New York. So, and by far one of the best engineers I have met as well. So even if, and that kind of speaks to the fact that if you are from a non-technical background and you want, and you want to work in the tech field, you can definitely learn those skill sets. The only thing which is needed is dedication. So, and there are just a lot of resources out there, um, same as what MentorCard provides, and that should be able to
Yeah,
get.
so we also had a lot of some of the non-technical people who are getting into it. What I generally recommend that if you have statistics or mathematics earlier in the background or something like that, or if you're super passionate about the data,
Yeah.
right? Then that helps you to build that. Coming to the question from Sheikh Asif Hussain, I've completed my master's specialized in information technology and have done some back basic courses like Introduction to Data Science, Python, etc. So I don't know what's his question, but he's giving his background. I think so. It sounds good. And how should we prepare for DSA? Varat Kumbhar, any tried and tested method? So okay. So by the way, Varat, we have in this program we have a whole module for DSA, and we have a detailed course of DSA also part of our full stack stream, which you can get access to. And during the program we not only teach you theory, we give you projects, we give you labs, and we our mentors help you one-on-one as well or one to many as well to make you practice. Any tried and tested method? I think so. Over to both of you if you want to make comment on that to prepare for DSA.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, definitely keep practicing different topics. Um, Try to cover the breadth of questions. Make sure you know the basics of stacks, queues, the common data structures like graphs, trees, tries. Tries, I would definitely emphasize. It's a very important topic and is usually asked in interviews. Um, and yeah, try to focus on medium and hard level questions also if you're going for um, the big tech companies. Yeah.
Okay, great. Dhanshri is asking, I'm studying AIML engineering as I'm in third year done with basics in second year. As I want to pursue ML career, should I directly in deep learning or should I study more of ML? And I think so. I will also put add one more thing in this question, that how in this scenario our AIML program help the person who's asking this question, Dhansari. So maybe you can add that also, Vishwa, in your
Yeah,
answer.
so deep learning is just a more advanced version of machine learning. In order to understand it very well, it's good to have at least the basics of machine learning, how regression applies, because regression and combination techniques are directly used in neural networks. So definitely have some more breadth of machine learning, understand data processing techniques, and then move on to deep learning. Focus on NLP, computer vision, like Ankit said, try time series data. We will cover all of this, right from the basics to more deep dive into deep learning in our course. Um, but yeah, I would definitely recommend to start with the basics of ML before going on to deep learning.
Okay, and good evening. Navneet is asking, I have a question. I'm completely new to data science. I'm studying MCA. No problem, Navneet. I think so. Once you keep attending our programs, learning program free as well as paid, you will make, and also you do research and find out yourself. Keep meeting our mentors, be part of the community, etc. So let's have one question from everybody, whosoever is sitting right now. You belongs to which location? Just write location, please, quickly on the chat box. Which locations you are coming from? In the meantime, I'll take up few more questions. Start writing your locations, please, in the chat box. Can you write your location, please? Pune. Okay. Danshi from Pune. Keep writing. In the meantime, I'm just searching for four more questions are there which are unanswered. There's one more question. How are we going to practice tools like SQL and Python, SQL and Python, sorry. So can you just have a quick response on that? During the program, it means I'm assuming that he's asking that how do we practice?
Ankit, you want to take this?
Yeah, for the tools for Python and SQL, is that the question?
Yes, how we will practice, I mean saying during the program. I
Got
found
it.
one very unique feature here to publish the questions to on the screen. So I've just taken my next question from Mukesh, so that you take after this, and the question is visible to everybody. Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
sounds good. Yeah, for SQL, I would say first start with the basics, and once you have understood the basics in the program, I believe we will be having access to AWS, and so uh, AWS offers SQL data store solutions like RDS, and so we'll be using the tools available there. It can be like the AWS console, which we can use to query, or there are external tools as well, IDEs, which can connect with AWS RDS, and then you can run queries using that. Similarly, for Python, I believe the notebooks would be the best one, the Jupyter notebooks. And also on AWS, we have SageMaker, where you can create your Python notebooks. Uh, I would not use it just for practicing Python, that you can just run it on your laptop. But if you are creating like Python notebooks and using it for training ML models, that's what I would recommend using the SageMaker developer suite.
Yeah, and all the assignments that we have planned will be in Python majorly. So if you go through all the assignment modules, and like by the end, you should be very comfortable with Python. You will learn to use scikit-learn, pandas, all the different famous
Yes.
libraries. even NumPy, and build your own algorithms using those.
Okay, and I also have one more questions. Soumya, I'll come back to you. Just wait for a second. Um, let's take a question from Mukesh first. He has come from AWS cloud engineer background. Um, by the way, he is already enrolled in the course, as I know. For the other one, which is mainly on data science side, foundation side. So he's asking that. Um, how this experience count for him for the profile which he is already made it during the AWS. He's a cloud engineer, so he understand DevOps, he understand the overall process of deployment, etc. So how it helped him to do this course? Maybe give him idea.
Yeah, I would say the ML ops aspect is there, which definitely borrows a lot from DevOps. And so a lot of
Hmm.
the concepts which he would have learned in DevOps for creating the CI/CD pipelines, they can be just ported over. Even some of the tools will be used, and definitely the AWS experience which he has, like working on different AWS tools, those things can be used over as well. Yeah, these are some of the areas which has overlap with data science, if I have to compare it with the cloud engineering background.
Okay, so I got few locations. So Pune, Bhopal, Telangana, Punjab, Bangalore. So yes, so all mix of it. Um, Let me take one question from Soumya. Um, um, uh, I'm a student studying. I'm just putting this her questions on here on the screen. I'm studying MSc Data Science final year, final semester. I have two options available. One is project, another one is intensive. Which option to go for a freshman?
Um, I would definitely recommend going for an internship if it's a good learning opportunity for you based on the profile that you're getting. Um, Internships allow you to get industry exposure, so you learn better ways of doing just simpler things, which models are actually being used by the company in production. Um, it shows that you have that professional working experience, even if you're just a student right now. So would definitely recommend going for an internship. Um, yeah.
Okay. Interesting question from Yash. He's saying that, let me just put his question on the screen. I'm the last year at AI and Data Science BE, and many companies are coming in campus for recruitment. All of their coding tests contain HTML, Angular, JSS, CSS, and I've studied only AI and ML related to Python. Library statics will give you some advice how to find companies and approach to get placed in company whose main focus is in AI. Okay, so yeah, I have some experience on this area. Maybe you can answer, Vishwa or Ankit.
Yeah, I would say, as I mentioned earlier, look for companies in the AI space, and just searching on LinkedIn or Google, you will get the list of those companies. Go to their career site, and that's the best place to apply. Even I would say, if you just search for data scientist on platforms like LinkedIn and Indeed, you will be able to find those opportunities in the location which you want. And yeah, I think definitely Ashish has something for that on Mentor Card as well. So I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah, so when we are having the course for AML and data science, we are targeting the companies who are focused on that area to come on the campus. And when their interviews and their screening happens, it happens more on the area which you have studied and your focus is on that, right? However, to become a AIM engineer or data science track, you have a steps to follow. Okay, sometime what I realize that students start expecting from day one the that they are data scientist, so that's very difficult to reach and you have to do a lot of work on a basic foundation level with the company. And I always recommend people to have those first few years uh, counting for exposure, not for the package or something, you need to focus on your learning. um, Even if you get sometime, what happens that we get the package, we don't deserve it. Sorry to say that. And that doesn't sustain for long, because you will not be able to deliver what is there. So if you are confident, it's fine. If you're not confident, go for exposure first, and then demand what you can do it in a later stage of a career. um, that is also very important. I also hire people based on attitude rather than more of these things. So maybe let me see if I have more questions. I think so. More or less, I have covered, and time is also is extended already, um, a bit. No, we have few minutes. So let me see. Questions, I think so. I have answered. I don't find any. Let me just go down and see. So, guys, if you have not Uh, if you have not applied for or registered for the program, you can just go ahead and register so that you get the best counseling and people can guide you. If you are studying in a college, someone asked the question when to start preparing. I mean, see, there's no fixed timeline. When you have time, start doing it as early as possible. If you've decided that this is the career you want to opt for it, go for it now. Don't delay it. Start your journey now. Someone also asked what is the duration of the course. I think so. Sheikh Asif is asking what is the duration of the course. AIML course is around 3 months, and the foundation of the data science is another 3 months. So maybe 5 6 months of learning will help you to cover. If you already know data science and basic concept, and you have some experience, you can straight away go for AIML. And that's how it is. Rest the counselor can help you. By the way, you will also have to give some assessment tests so that we know your level of understanding before we end making you enter into the program. um, because the process of data science, the foundation one is that that there has to be assessment test, and then assessment we would know your level of understanding so that we can recommend you the right course for you. That is very important. I don't want you to go and join for the high advanced level while you are missing the fundamental. That will not solve the purpose. um, okay, I think so we are done. Do you recommend your trained professional in the AIML space for international remote assignment? Yeah, this somebody from LinkedIn is asking. So name is not coming, but the message is coming here. Um, do you also recommend your trained professional in the AML space funding? Yes. So I'm saying depends. Interestingly, we got few companies whom we are talking to for international remote projects, where you can get it. A lot of freelancing platform also offering gig economy from that perspective, and you can always apply to some of those in that area. Post pandemic, especially, a lot of remote work assignments are coming. And if you're not into full time job, you're still studying or you're doing something else, you can do that. Um, Never do moonlighting, as it will be difficult for it will not be right to do that. Okay, now, yeah, so more or less I'm done. So I've already placed the link here. You guys register. Counselor will reach out to you. It was nice talking to all of you. It's already 9 p.m. now, and maybe a minute before we are closing. If you have any one question last you want to ask, you can put it here as we log off for today. So somebody is saying, Digambar Chandra, sir, please suggest me. I am working as PHP guy. Okay, hold on. PHP developer, and I want to switch to data field. Yeah, so I'm saying the first step is that to make learning, join some program like what we offer, start your journey from there. Since you are already developer, obviously you will have some background, no matter if you're doing in PHP or any other language, but ultimately the experience also matter, and then you can do a fast learning for sure. So as I said to you, no time is late, no time is early. to learn something new. Okay, there's one more gentleman. My name is Shantanu from London, and who asked this question? Okay, Banerjee Doctor. Okay, so he's from London. He's asking this question. So, is there any further question you have, Shantanu, for us? Please feel free to share. I think so. We are done. By the way, if you keep asking question, also they will still coming to us. This webinar is on demand. So what you can do, if you click on the link, you can repeat this webinar. You will have the recording by default on the same link, and you can also, if you have joined our community, is fine. If you have not joined the community, Harsh, can you paste the community link here so that people can join? I think so, Ankit, you have the link. Do you have the access to the link of the community?
No, I don't think so.
I think so. Yeah. So let me see if I have, or maybe if someone can just paste it here to invite people to the community. If anybody hearing from Entercard, can you paste that link here, please, to join the community in the group?
I got it, Ashish.
Okay, great. So Ankit has already posted here on the community. You can just click on that link and you can join the community for all latest updates. And about the next webinar, which is scheduled to happen on 29th of October. We have the guest also almost finalized. We will announce it very soon. Again, from the very global company on the same profile. Also, we have lot many people aligned from at the senior level also to give you an idea to enter into the field and the other companies. So keep continue to follow this. Ankit and Vishwa will also keep posting some knowledge and papers or some information in this group to further learn, irrespective you are joining course or not, you can still learn, right? So that is very important. Okay, thank you so much, Ankit and Biswa, for giving us your time. I'm happy to close this now. Thank you everyone, thank you for a patient learner. Still people are sitting. You can keep asking questions, they'll keep coming to us. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.